West Ham United 3, Liverpool 2 in the Premier League. A shock result for the champions, so the ex-champions of the Premier League. A team in the title race, a team fighting out to be champions again this year. West Ham go from strength to strength in the English Premier League. What a victory. Chelsea fans celebrating as well. Liverpool drop to fourth in the table after shipping 3 goals in a Premier League again. We'll update that there. 3 goals again in a Premier League game. You can see them there sitting in 4th place. 11 goals conceded there so far this season for Liverpool. West Ham United on absolute fire. They destroyed the back line of Liverpool, especially in that second half. Towards the majority of the first half, they took the lead. But Liverpool looked strong. They looked dangerous. They scored the free kick, and you thought, right, this is it. Liverpool will crank it up. But West Ham United were having absolutely none of it. None of it. Absolutely none of it. West Ham United stood strong and thought hard, and they got themselves well and truly in front. They could have scored 2 or 3 more in this football match. A brilliant performance from them. Top 4 contenders without a doubt. No doubt about it whatsoever. Team of the season so far, pound for pound. David Moyes, manager of the season so far, pound for pound. Liverpool Football Club have got to tighten up this back line. I have been saying it now for a number of weeks, and I stand by it. If they keep conceding goals, they do not win the league. The ratio that they do not win the league. There is a problem defensively at Liverpool right now. And Liverpool supporters, you can say, Terry, well, Man United are worse. Man United being bad isn't going to make you win a title. Jurgen Klopp has to fix the defensive problems at Liverpool. Whatever you think they are, whatever they really are, whatever I think they are, is not irrelevant. But the point is, Klopp has got to fix it. Too easy to create chances against. Far too easy to create chances against. West Ham fans, I want to hear from you. Dreamland, you must be in today. But smash that like button, people. Let's get this past the 1,000 like mark like we do on most of our match reactions. Get that done. I'm going to go to your comments. We will take your calls this evening as well. Aaron here says, gutted with the loss. Sloppy defending. 2 of the 3 goals were soft and avoidable. I expected more from Liverpool today. Credit to West Ham. Proper team. And they are a proper team. And I think that's something that everybody has to recognize with West Ham. They are legit. They are really this good. It's 2 seasons running that they have been performing at this level. They really are a good team. I'm seeing a lot of thanks from Chelsea fans for Zuma, Agent Zuma, everywhere you go. But it was an even game for me today. Yes, 16 shots to 7 from Liverpool, but it was 3 on target from West Ham. They scored 3 goals. 1 was an own goal, but only 5 on target for Liverpool. A lack of clinical edge, but defensively poor. The high line didn't need to be there. Didn't need to push the defenders up so high. You know that they were going to counter-attack with the likes of Benrahma, with Mikel Antonio. I feel like Liverpool played right into West Ham United's hands. I really do. I really, really do. Let's do some more of your comments coming through here. Hammers look the real deal. Destroyed our midfield and defense on the counter today. Disappointing defeat. Need better. Let's see how Liverpool respond. And you know what? You're likely to look. Liverpool's next game back, I believe, is Arsenal. So it's going to be very intriguing to see how that goes, how that plays out. Mad thing is, that game is look. If Arsenal pull off a shock in that, Liverpool dropped to 5th. It's getting to that point that, like, honestly, they need to sort out defensively their issue. I'm not saying they will lose to Arsenal, but it becomes an even bigger game. Chelsea dropped points yesterday. This was an opportunity to close the gap. This was an opportunity to go 1 point. That would have been 1 point behind them. Instead, you end up 4 points behind them. There's a gap there. 4 points now. Liverpool are at the top of the league at this stage. Let's do another super chat here. Liverpool versus Arsenal in the next game. Arsenal are only 2 points behind. Can I dream? Or dream of what? Dream of top 4? Yes. Title, you're 6 points on the top. That's the focus on the title. But Liverpool's leaky defence is causing them problems. There's no doubt. The amount of time Salah has saved Liverpool, he should be the last player who gets slander. Yeah, I think listen, you can criticise his performance today, but anyone like berating Mo Salah is a joke. You're literally a joke. He has been the best player in the Premier League this season, the best player in the world so far this season, as far as I'm concerned. He's allowed to have an off game, if you want to call it that. Is the phrase shot and inshallah? No, the phrase in the golden envelope is not cross and inshallah. It isn't. Joshua here says, what this really was, I think you mean was this really a shock result? Liverpool's defence has not been good against Brighton, against Atletico, even against United. United had chances. Credit Hammers. I think it's fair. Look, and I've been criticised and I've been berated. I've been abused for weeks for saying to Liverpool fans, your back line, your leaking of goals is going to cause you problems. No, Terry, it isn't. It's the midfield. But you had the midfield back today that you wanted. You had Fabinho back, and you still... Of those games where you threw away those leads, some of which you won, Fabinho played in 3 of the 4. You know, throwing away a 2-0 lead against Brighton. Throwing away leads against Atletico, leads against AC Milan, leads against Brentford, Man City you can kind of take because of how good they are. You didn't lead against West Ham today, but you were back in the game. If Liverpool, I'm saying this now. If you watch any other Liverpool content and Liverpool content creators, Liverpool writers, Liverpool journalists are not talking about the problems at the back, my advice to you as a Liverpool fan is stop listening. You're burying your head in the sand, ostrich style. And I still think you'll make top 4. You've got one of the most potent attacks in the world. You've got one of the best managers on the planet. You've got an amazing squad. But if you don't stop leaking goals, you can say goodbye to winning the Premier League. No chance in hell of winning the Premier League conceding goals like this. It's impossible. It's impossible. It really is. Now we can stop with the Salah best in the world tag. Lewandowski have 23 goals this season. 2, Fabinho back and still conceding. Where is Hussam? Listen, I told everybody it was nothing to do with Fabinho. It's to do with the back line being too high and defensive mistakes. Van Dijk isn't the player before his injury. He may get back, he may not. He isn't the same player. Matip is good, but again, Matip plays and then Gomez plays, or I know Gomez has played a few times this year, or Konate comes in. Last season, when did Liverpool hit their best run? When they picked 2 defenders and just played them. Bring Konate in. Konate and Van Dijk start the majority of games. That's it. Done. Point blank. Stop the rotation. Robertson, I can understand today. Robertson and Trent, going forward, they're always brilliant for me. Defensive mishaps from both of them at times today, out of position. There was an opportunity at the end of the first half where Trent misses the ball, gets caught underneath it. Great sliding tackle, stroke block to stop an opportunity on goal from West Ham. It needs fixing from Mr. Klopp. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. So look at some more of these comments. We are finishing above Liverpool. I told you, Terry, is what Arsenal Fever has got to say here. Let's keep that like button being smashed, please, people. If we get over 1,000 likes, we'll give you a clue for our competition to win an Xbox and a limited edition Boohoo Man hoodie as well. Hamid here says, Terry, we are frauds. We are not angry at the players. We are actually pissed at the top red fans who attack every fan who dare say we need a better bench, is what Hamid's got to say here. Not happy at all with sort of top reds not allowing them to speak. Listen, it's been a dot on the cards to happen for a while now, a result like this with the way you've been leaking. Is the phrase form of his life? No, it's not. Is the phrase manager throwing players under the bus? That is not the secret phrase. There was another super chat. When will Ollie be sacked? I'll talk about that on another stream, not on this one. This isn't what we're here for today. I'm going to open up the lines now for you guys to phone up, for you to have your say, to come onto the football terrace and speak. I want to hear from you. I'm going to pin that comment in. There's also a poll running as well. And the poll currently, 86% have said yes. Will Liverpool's poor defending cost them the EPL title this season? 86% say yes. We're running the same poll on Twitter right now. I'm going to go to that poll on Twitter. 77% say yes on Twitter for that as well. And you should. You should. There's no way. And I know some Liverpool fans are going to be angry. Some are going to run, I'm not watching the Terrace anymore. Fine. You can't win the Prem defending like that. It is impossible. Impossible. Link is shared. I'm going to pin that link to the top of the comment section as well. Let's just do this now. That is pinned for you to phone in, for you to have your say on the Football Terrace this afternoon. Get a little panel going later as well. So what does he say? Is the phrase past his best? No, it's not past his best. Terry, your color looks better today. You was red. Yeah, I'm actually using different filters on the light. That's all it is. I look red sometimes because my filters were orange. Now I'm using white filters, so my skin looks whiter. It's purely, it's nothing to, nothing crazy about that. Terry, questions need to be asked about the fullbacks defensively, as it's costing them games, is what Jano's Blessing has got to say. Gives you a better weekend after the Scousers losing. It isn't so much that for me. My job is I enjoy football, and my job is to talk to fans. If I come on here and sit here and mope and be miserable, it's not a good viewing experience for my audience. So how I feel about my club, I can push aside to talk about these games. Reece James over Trent. Is the phrase defensive stability? It isn't, but great guess. Is the phrase at the pomp of his career? It's another good guess, but that isn't the phrase, my friend. Right, we're going to go to the calls now. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what you're feeling, Liverpool fans. First up, ZAIN is here with us to have his say today. Let's go. ZAIN, welcome back to the Terrace. A poor result, poor defending, 3 goals conceded. Give me your thoughts.
Right, I've said this for time on my channel, bro, that we're a cup team this season, bro. We're not going to win the league. From time we give away leads against Brighton, Man City, Brentford, they ain't a team that's going to win the league. No way, bro. So was I surprised? In one way, I never want my team to lose, but I'm kind of glad now because I shut up all these deluded fans, these Liverpool fans, that are all chatting, oh, yeah, we're going to win. Nah, bro. Only thing I can say is we're 1 point behind Man City. And that they're the favourites, bro. Forget Chelsea. Chelsea need to prove it and go on a 10-win game streak or whatever. I still back Man City for the title. And as far as I'm concerned, we're 1 point behind. But I'm not, I said, I'm not bothered. Look, I'm not that angry about it because a few weeks ago, bro, I said, you know what? We ain't going to win the league. So I'm calm with it. I'm not like, oh, having a shake about it. So all you man in the chat, and what, bro? I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. But let's talk about what the problems are then, right? I keep saying it. You man keeps telling us that it's defense, whatever. The second goal, there were 3 midfielders, and I checked the stats afterwards. Not one of them, I don't want to swear, but not one of them have got a yellow card in that game. So why didn't one of them just come out and just take the man out, bro? Just take the man out, bro. That's what you're supposed to do. Professional foul, take the yellow card, no goal, remove. You get me? But again, did they do that? No. So at the end of the day, we got the going. Alisson obviously had a shit game, so let's keep it real as well. You could argue about the first goal, but as a keeper, that's your job, bruv. You've got to put your knee in the back and just do something. Second goal, he should have done better with that. Is what it is. You know, he's allowed a bad game because all through the season he's been saving us anyway. But as I keep saying, our midfield, not our defence, is causing us real issues because the way we play, our right backs and left back are not normal defensive type players, right? We can all say that. So our midfield has to step in and provide that support and cover. Otherwise, we get exposed, like we did for the second goal. And finally, about the corners, we got bullied on the corners. They had 3 corners, and every single corner that had, the other scored or they nearly scored from it. Do you know what I mean? Rice got hit the crossbar. So again, I'd say today they bullied us physically in the corners and basically showed us, boy, do you know what? We're not ready. So it is what it is. I think, like I said, from my point of view, we're a cup team this season. So Champions League, Carabao or FA Cup, we win one of those. That's what I'm expecting. League, I'll go with the right, bruv. Do you know what I mean? It's between Chelsea and Man City.
I hear you on that, bro. We'll get you back on soon with the panel, mate. Speak to you in a bit. Top man. Thank you. Do us a favor, please, people. Smash the like button right now. Get that done. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace. Also, if you want to enter our competition, we're giving away a brand new Xbox. We're giving away a limited edition Boohoo Man hoodie. We're adding more prizes to that pool each week. If the secret phrase in the envelope doesn't get guessed, you can super chat your guesses in what you think the secret football phrase is. Get that done now. Next caller on the show today is going to be Rack. Rack's a Liverpool fan. He'll be disappointed with the result and the performance today, I would imagine. Rack, what's on your mind, mate?
Hey, Tel. Yeah, look, bad result. We need to win. We need to capitalise on Chelsea dropping points, and now both City and West Ham surprisingly have leapfrogged us, and yeah, just not good enough. I think you make some good points about defence. I think we gave away one big chance today in open play. The thing that's been most concerning for us has been open play chances given away. We gave away one today, and they scored from it, and yeah, no complaints about that. What's really disappointing is we've been known in the last few years as being really good at an offensive and defensive set pieces. And West Ham, yeah, absolutely, they bullied us on set pieces today, and just not good enough. And I'm really pissed off. But I think it's, we're still in there. We're still in there with the fight. We're 4 points behind Chelsea. It's too early to say. But I've said from the start, we should be looking to win the league or win the Champions League. And if we don't, it's a failure. So it's not all over. Let's not go ahead of ourselves. But we need to tighten up our set piece defending, because West Ham are exceptional at that in that area, to be fair. But we need to do better.
They are, but I want to ask you, I mean, defensively, if this doesn't improve, and everyone's got a different theory. Some say it's the midfield, some say it's individual mistakes at the back, some say it's the high line. Maybe it's just a combination of all three of these things. Honestly speaking, I feel like what I'm saying is obvious. If it doesn't improve, there's no way you're winning the league, is there?
It depends on what area you think needs to improve. If we keep giving away open play big chances, we won't win the league. We can't.
That's what I mean. I mean, if you keep conceding goals, throwing away leads, no one's ever won the title conceding the amount of goals you've done in the last, say, 6 or 7 weeks of active football. Yeah,
I think we're on 11 goals conceded this season, so we're tracking for like 35 plus at the moment, and that's not enough. We need to really tighten up, because that's not good enough. Giving away chances on set pieces, I don't think there are many teams better than us on offensive and defensive set pieces. So I'm not as concerned, because West Ham are, well, I saw the stats today. I was surprised. They're the best team over the last season and a half at those. So that's slightly less of a concern, because I think we are better than most at it. But yeah, if we keep giving away big chances in open play, it's going to make things very, very difficult, if not impossible.
Mate, I completely hear you on that. We'll get you back on with everybody else really soon. Top man, Rack, thank you very much indeed. Blaze here says, just wait until they lose 50% of their goals in January, plus their guarantee of conceding goals. Rivals will be buzzing. Is the phrase Ollie tax? The phrase isn't Ollie tax, but thank you. We had another one that I think I missed here. This is the phrase second season syndrome? No, it's not, but a great guess. A great guess. I know the clue is it doesn't happen straight away. Think about it. I will give another clue out if we hit that 1,000 like mark. There's enough of you watching to hit 1,000 likes, so it's up to you viewers to help each other. Is the phrase hung up his boots? That's another really good guess as well. I am giving clues away with the way I say things are good guesses. But there we go. We had another super chat that's come through here. Is the phrase form of their life? No, it's not, but thank you. Blaze says they're going to lose 50% of it in January. I think you super chatted that in twice, my friend, but thank you very, very much indeed. Brandon says, is the phrase consistency is key? That isn't the phrase. That isn't the phrase there, my friend. And is the phrase is your job on the line? No, it isn't. That isn't the phrase as of right now, my friend. So there we go. I assume we don't have any moderators in the chat today. How is it even possible, the amount of mods I've got to not have one in the chat? But there we go. Right, next caller I'm going to. Tom Little, back with us today. Give me your thoughts, mate.
I don't know. It's just the chance. We were waiting and waiting and waiting for this Chelsea slip up, and it finally arrives. And when you want your team to take it with two hands, kick on, we go and produce that. It's just the sour taste. I mean, where do you begin? There's more than half the team were poor. You know, I'd say the only players that can hold their head up and say, I done my part were Van Dijk, Matip, Trent in the first half, but I'll get on to Trent later, and Fabinho. I don't really think anyone else. And Ox in the second half. I thought Ox in the second half was really good. I think that sub shouldn't have happened then. I think they were the only players that were good, that could sit there and go, I didn't let the team down today. Because Alisson, that first one when he lost his head, so uncharacteristic from him. Jordan Henderson went back to what he does at times, where he plays the atmosphere, not the game, which is not what you want from your captain. Salah just tries to do everything himself. It shows just a lack of belief in his teammates. But Sadio Mane, oh my word. When you see the two attackers in Firmino and Salah in such good form, and you just want the third one to step up as well. Sadio Mane today couldn't control the football, was missing. He had the two best chances for us in the second half. Couldn't put that header on target, which is criminal. It's got to be going on target at the very least. But it's just so poor, and we've missed a massive opportunity today. Massive opportunity. We can't continue with it. We cannot continue.
I agree. That should be the most painful thing today. It's the missing out of the opportunity to close that gap on Chelsea after a poor result for them. And it's one of those things. But I think it's bigger than that for Liverpool. And I know Liverpool supporters don't want to hear it. I know they find it frustrating, especially when they hear it from me. But I've been saying it for weeks. Well, in the summer, I said your squad isn't big enough to win the league. And the defense, I didn't expect your defense to be this bad, especially with the returning of Van Dijk. A lot of Liverpool fans said, like, he's back, we'll be fine. It needs addressing, and maybe the solution is it's Van Dijk that comes out of the team. There's a report in the Mirror only a few weeks ago that got, again, trashed by Liverpool fans, said Van Dijk's position isn't up for a debate. Well, something, I don't know what it is. I'm just throwing out suggestions because the level of goals you're conceding for a team with your squad and with your manager, it's an embarrassment. You're conceding goals like you're Norwich. I'm not even being rude. Like, you legitimately are. In the last few games, it feels like 2 or 3 goals almost every game. It isn't. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you look at what Chelsea are doing, barely conceding. Even Man City, they're struggling not to score, but they're not being ripped open at the back regularly. That would be my biggest concern. Mane, yes, missing his chance and everything else. As it stands right now, do you feel like you're playing well enough to really mount a title charge?
I don't think we're playing well enough at the minute, but I know that we've got more gears to go through. But what worries me in terms of a title charge is the Champions League. Because, I mean, it shows today. We're bringing on Takumi Minamino. He was okay, but he should never be touching a football pitch for a title challenging team. You know, if it gets down to it, if it gets down to February, March, and the squad isn't all there because of injuries, and we have to pick a competition, I'm expecting us to pick the Champions League because it's the one that we've got the best chance of winning. And we should be winning a trophy this season. And at the end of the day, it just hurts so much because we should have had that game. The moment we equalised, we should have just went, right, put the experienced head on, the one that was there throughout 18, 19, 19, 20, the ones that go, right, we're controlling this game now. But for 25 minutes of that second half, we were playing end-to-end with them. And it's just, the midfield just couldn't keep up. I don't know what's happened to it. It used to be the part that got criticised most for being boring. But it was boring and it worked. Now it's boring and doesn't work. Jordan Henderson tries too many of them stupid back post crosses. I haven't seen one of them clear the first man all season. Like, he's so good, Jordan Henderson, at covering Trent. I mean, Trent today was playing centre mid that first half. And he finally got it going at the end of that second half. He finally got it going at the end of that first half. He's sitting there going, right, maybe you can see why he's done it. Let's hope he continues at second half and we start attacking down the right more. and then we just go back to attacking down the left, but send Trent out to the wing, so he's completely out of the game. There's just so many things that they didn't make sense out there. I just want to know the answers why.
Yeah, mate, look, we'll get on and we'll discuss that with the panel really soon. Top man, Tom, thank you very much, and we'll speak to you again soon. Viewers, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. What are the problems right now at Liverpool? I do want to speak West Ham as well, because they are in this top 4 hunt. There is not a shadow of a doubt that they are in this top 4 hunt. Can they do it? And do you know what I also like about today? Today debunked the myth. Oh, you can't play Thursday and Sunday. What's the difference between Thursday and Sunday and Wednesday and Saturday? Nothing. It's an excuse for weak teams that lose. A lot of people have been guessing the secret phrase. I've been putting them on the screen. No one has got it right as of yet. So thank you all for those guesses so far. Next up to have his say is going to be Matt. Actually, I'm going to leave Daniel for the panel. Chelsea fan Daniel's backstage. I'm going to get Conroy on to have his say as well. We have a super chat here from Darius, who says, Terry, you missed my super chat phrase right at the death. I'm sorry if I missed your super chat, did I? I will go back and try and find that. Was it the same phrase thing you put in, my friend? If I did miss it, I'm very, very, very sorry. I try my best to keep up with all of them. But thank you very much for that donation there. Right, next up, Conroy's here. Another Liverpool fan. He doesn't look happy. Smash that. We're closing in. We're getting closer to 1,000 likes. Then I will give you another clue to winning the Xbox. We need to hit the 1,000 like mark, people. Even if you're someone who's already hit it and you want to try and win this, send the link to your friend and get your friend to like it. Just literally do that. Get the likes up, and I'll give you the next clue is going to be very, very revealing. So let's get it past that mark, please. PlayStation limited edition Boohoo hoodies to give away. Conroy is now with me. Let's go. Conroy, 3-2 West Ham. Talk to me.
Yeah, mate. I was listening to the callers before and the kind of analysts of it and yourself. I would say, Terry, I agree with you about the defence for the title challenge, but I would say today, all the games I've watched recently, I would say there has been an issue. But today, for me, it's individual errors. I would maybe add as well that we've got Van Dijk back, but we're still playing this high line. I know some of the comments in the private chat are saying that as well. Like, we might have to evaluate that, because today I didn't think when we lost, got caught in the break today, it was maybe from individual errors. But against Brighton, I think Brighton got in like 3-4 times in the first half because of the high line. So I think you're right, that has to be looked at, and there's no way we continue at that fashion if we're going to win a title challenge. But today, I've got to be honest, mate, it comes down to Alisson and Mane specifically, because like you think about the first goal, that's not good enough. Like, that's not good enough for this level. Alisson's been amazing, but it's his fault. It's bad goalkeeping. I think he had a similar mistake against Burnley like that a couple of years ago. That may have been a foul that time, but yeah, we get back in the game, and then Mane gives away the ball for their second goal, which you can't just give away a ball in the middle of the park like that. Loses it. Then I think the previous caller said for some reason you've got Fabinho and Ox right next to him, not in a yellow card, and no one takes him out. Makes no sense. And then the third goal, I think Alisson's got to do better. Again, it kind of show a weakness in his game there by when they can put a good ball in like that he doesn't come and deal with it, and it's Mane's runner. So, and then to top it all off, Sadio Mane misses up equivalently an absolute sitter at the end. So for me, it's Alisson and Mane disaster class today, to be perfectly honest, mate. But I do agree with your point about defending.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I mean, personally, when I've watched a lot of the goals you've conceded, I felt it's been more about individual errors than the system as such. So the high line can be an issue. I feel like you didn't, even when you went 2-1 down, there was so long left in the game. I think you conceded like the 64th minute, or maybe it's the 54th, one of the two. But for Liverpool and your quality, it's don't panic. Keep that line in a sensible place. We know they're a great counter-attacking team, West Ham, and let's just keep playing our football. They weren't going to keep attacking you because they just gone. You knew what West Ham were going to do. They were going to sit in. So don't overcommit. But I think it's been individual errors for so many of the goals that you've conceded, and I think there's a personnel issue at the back, and everyone's going to have a different view and a different opinion as to who is the problem, who is and who isn't. But they need to start looking at it, because defensively, again, it's like I've said, you're probably going to make the top. We say you're probably going to make the top 4, and you may do. But, there were some Arsenal fans on the terrace that predicted that Liverpool may miss out on top 4 this season. Right now, you're only 2 points from falling out of it. And I'm not saying that you won't be. You lose to Arsenal in the next game, suddenly you're fifth. And I wonder what that pressure will then do. So it's going to be intriguing next few weeks. Conroy, we'll get you on with the panel, my friend, in a few moments' time. Thank you very much indeed. Viewers, I do want to get your opinion on something, though. Should Aaron Cresswell have been sent off? Is this, in your opinion, a red card tackle? Very early on in the game, goes over the ball. You can clearly see off the ground, studs at practically knee height. Should Cresswell have received a red card in the game? I want your thoughts. I want your feelings. I want to know what's going through your minds in relation to that. A lot of the Liverpool fans wanted a red card. I want to know what you think. That's the most important thing for me, is what your opinion on that matter is. Terry, is the phrase boring game? No, it's not. Is the phrase business end of the season? No, it isn't. We're getting closer to the 1,000 likes, so we're going to be able to get you the brand new clue soon. We did have Danny Guest saying, is the phrase trust the process? No. Form is temporary. That isn't the phrase either. The phrase isn't halftime team talk. So keep them coming in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do one more call, then the panel's coming out, people. Next, I'm going to bring on, who's backstage? I'm going to bring on James Dean is here to have his say with us. What are you saying, James?
Terry, what's happening?
Yeah, I'm good. Who do you support?
Yeah, I support Chelsea.
Lovely. What do you want to say?
Yeah, man, I just got to talk about Sadio Mane, though.
Go on, then.
If Timo Werner missed that, do you think he would have gotten the same slate? Or would it have been extremely worse?
I would say so. I'm getting a bit of interference with your line. I would say this. Mane's got more credit in the bank to miss that chance than Timo Werner, because Mane's goals have delivered Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues. It was still a terrible miss, and he should be criticised by all and sundry, because it was a stonewall opportunity. Could have equalised and saved some blushes, and he didn't.
Yeah, but Terry, he missed more chances than Timo Werner last season. I mean, we need to put him on forward watch.
Well, you can put him on fraud watch, bro. That's what the point of the terrace. You don't need me to set an agenda. You can come on and say it. I hear you're putting him on fraud watch. Listen, James Dean, top man for coming on. We've got a bit of interference with your line, my friend. Mane on fraud watch is what James Dean wants to put out there. Steven says, to be honest, Terry, I was hoping to get out of there with a draw. The way it was going, West Ham play good football and are in form for a reason, but Liverpool need to fix up soon to still compete for the Premier League title. Thank you for that donation, Stephen. Is that Xhaka's? If that's Xhaka, he's sent to prison. I hear you on that. Some players would have got sent off for that for reputation. I think that's a very, very fair point. You didn't read my super chat, bro. Is the phrase in his prime? I don't read all of them out. If someone's talking, they come up. I put them on the screen because I'm not going to interrupt the caller to do it. But yes, no, it isn't in his prime. It's along the right lines, though. It's along the right lines. Right, we're going to bring the panel out now to have their say. Zain, Conroy, Tom, Rack, and Daniel are here with me. We will take some more calls later on in the show as well. I want to speak about Liverpool's defence. Is it going to cost them the title? We're going to touch on the red card challenge. Should Cresswell have been sent off? Make sure like buttons are being smashed. It's time for my brilliant, brilliant panel. Let's go. Afternoon, everyone. Evening, I should say. How's everyone doing? We all good? Daniel looks as happy as Larry.
I'm not here to stay. I'm just here to laugh, man. That's what I was saying. You should have just brought me on.
Oh, okay, sorry.
The panels for these. Oh, Zain's here.
Hey, Daniel, bruv. I'm here. I ain't hiding from you, bruv. You know what? Have your fun, bruv. Man, let's see what they say, man. What feeling this today, man? Mr. Rebuttal. Go on. Do your thing, bruv.
Nah, please, you gotta let me have this one, please, bro, please. Do you know why I'm laughing? Nah, I'm actually going. I'm so sorry. I know the Liverpool fans hate me the most as well. I'm actually going in it, but the amount of abuse after what I think it was when we went back to back losses. I think we lost to Man City and then lost to Juve. And I was getting so much abuse for no reason. And I was like, bro, there's still so many. Like, I think the questions, obviously, you lot will talk about it. It's your team, innit? But the Trent, like, we were supposed to have the Trent debate last week, and I was a bit annoyed that we didn't have it when James Redmond was there. And me and James, we'll talk this week anyway. That brother is an excellent attacker. He's the only person I wanted to talk about. Excellent attacker. He's changed the way we view the game as a right back going forward. He does it. What props do I need to give Trent as an attacker? That like, I don't know what other words I can use, what other adjectives I can use to describe that guy going forward. Puts in great deliveries, fantastic free kick today, but the guy cannot defend. Like, don't tell me this guy can. I refuse to hear it. He's not. It's not like he can't defend, but he's not aware of his surroundings. He's not conscious, and he doesn't make up for his incompetencies in defense by being good positionally. His starting points are wrong. You look at what happened with Zuma. We're not saying he should go and beat Zuma in the air, but bro, you need to put up a challenge. You need to be there. You need to see Zuma coming round. Zuma had enough time to come round the back and get that header in. If you want to make that one a bit arguable, you look at the second goal. His starting position, it's not his fault. The second goal where Fornals gets played through on goal, it's not his fault, but his starting position doesn't help the back four, because it's always like, fair enough, you can make the argument that Robertson wasn't at the back as well, but why does it always have to be through Trent's side that things come through? It always has to be his side. So for me personally, before I leave, I've had my little laugh, but bro, we need to really be honest, because João Cancelo, I tweeted it yesterday, that's someone who can defend at a world-class level and also attack at a world-class level. Reece James, someone who can attack at a world-class level. Well, he's learning it now and he's providing the production, and he can also defend at a world-class level. That's facts. Daniel out. It's good to see you lot. Unlucky for the loss.
Cheers, Dan.
Catch you next time, bro.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Look, and guys, that brings us nicely onto the subject of Liverpool's defensive issues. I'm going to ask these questions. They're not statements, they're questions from what I see. I see a lot of Liverpool fans consistently, like, no goal is ever Trent's fault. It's always, it's the midfield, or it was the centre back. Is Trent being overly protected, or are rival fans just looking for it to be Trent's fault? What do you guys think?
I think there's a bit of both. I think there's a bit of both. Like, to be fair,
I don't think you can pin the blame on him today. I think neither goal today is necessarily his fault. I mean, for the second one, I think he's starting high up the pitch because he's expecting Fabinho to win that back, and he's trying to be in a positive position so he can receive the ball and start an attack. And then he doesn't win it because you can see him start sprinting back once he realises we've not won this back yet, and he sprints back, but it's just too late in the third one. I mean, who was on co-commentary? Was it Carragher? He was saying it. Sadio Mane's lost his man. I don't think Trent can babysit Sadio Mane. He's got to worry about his own positions. That's just down to zonal marking. I've never been a fan of zonal marking myself. It's always just, if you overcrowd the zone, you're sounding, aren't you?
So I get that. So what is it down to then? Because I don't hear, and I'm not having a pop at you for. I'm asking this question in general. It doesn't seem, no Liverpool fan online seems to want to blame a player. They don't want to have a go at Jurgen Klopp's system. They keep saying it's the midfield, but then it was like when Thiago and Fabinho are back, it won't happen, but it's happening with them and without them. So I'm honestly confused as a rival looking in. There has to be a problem. Man United are conceding goals even worse than you are. We know what the problems are. Players making mistakes, but the structure of the team is awful, and we're being caught out of position all the time. You guys in the last 4 or 5 weeks have been conceding goals not as bad as we have, but to a terrible level for a club of your size with a manager of your stature. What is it? Is it Van Dijk not being the same player that he was? Is it become a bit stale at the back? Is it the continual rotation of centre-back partnerships? What do you think it is, Conroy? Like, what would you point your finger at?
I don't think it's Van Dijk, because like Van Dijk has saved like that challenge today. It's like you put a Kanate Matip, they're not making a challenge. Like a Van Dijk is, you can maybe argue we're playing too high a line, but you can't get rid of Van Dijk because there's about 3 occasions where anyone else, any top centre back gets done with Antonio there, and he knows when to put the afterburners on to stop him. For me, like, it's definitely not Van Dijk. Just want to make that clear because he is still unbelievable. It might be a case we go 10 yards back, not maybe the level we went with Phillips and Williams last season, but drop it back a bit further. Because today, as I said before, I don't think it's a good analysis because it is individual errors. West Ham only had 3 shots on target today. So I think it's against Brighton. I mean, look how many chances Brighton had. I think that's maybe a better analysis of the way we've been playing. But I don't know. I mean, I keep hearing stuff. So it's like, see if you go on, obviously Twitter's quite a toxic place, but there's a lot of, obviously, like people are let's get Shimikas in the team. And see, fair enough, if he starts today, completely understand it. But I can't think of an incident today where it was like defensively Robbo was poor. First half his crosses weren't great, but then he does have a great cross second half and Manny misses. So if you want, maybe that seems to be the flavour of the month now to say get Shimikas in. But I don't know if that really changes what happens today.
Do you know what? From my point of view, I thought Tsimikas deserved to play just because he's more creative threat. Anderson Robertson's obviously secure defensively, but at the moment, I think he gives us more on the left. We're all down the right at the moment. We're all down the right. It's quite obvious where we're going to.
Well, that's wrong though. That's wrong though, Zain, because the first half today, most of the attacks went down the left. I agree.
Yeah, but did we score? Did we score from them? I'm just saying, when we score goals,
how many attacks do you get you in a game?
Maybes. I'm keeping it real. Facts are, when we score goals, they come from the right. Yeah, Robson had one good cross where Mane should have scored, but he didn't score. So we don't talk about it. We move on, bro. Do you get me? And one thing that hasn't been said, let me say this as well.
No, I'm going to interrupt if you interrupt me.
Klopp needs to take some of this as well, man. He makes changes too late, man. And he needs to, you could see second half, we won't get control of the game. He waited too long to start changing up a bit. I think, do you know what? Why give a team a chance to get back into the game? We were lucky to get in there, half-time, 1-1. Second half, you can see it after the first 10 minutes, nothing was happening. West Ham will come back on us. Why is he waiting so long to do the changes, bro? Klopp needs to take some responsibility, whether it's defensively.
What do you think the issue is? One sec, right. So you're saying defensively, you comment on that point. So what's your answer to that then? I was just making a point that wasn't a defensive issue today, right? But we've conceded 3 goals today and 2 goals last weekend. So the question was, what's the issue we've got defensively now? So instead of talking about rotation and substitutions, what is the issue defensively today?
As I said, it's our midfield, as I believe we have not replaced Wijnaldum. Everyone kept banging about, Wijnaldum, he's not all that. Well, look at what's happening this season. Who's missing Wijnaldum? I am, bruv. I'm missing Wijnaldum. Anyone else missing him? Because, boy, I don't care about Henderson because he ain't there much, man. But, do you know what I mean?
Lots of people have said that we miss Wijnaldum. I don't think that's debatable. Just as availability alone.
I'm saying there's a reason why we're looking quite weak.
But today was individual errors, though. Like, you play that game 9 times, right? West Ham don't score from the first corner. That comes from an Alisson mistake. So then you change your game plan 4 minutes in because one of the best keepers in the world punches it in his own net. And then Fabinho doesn't take a man out. Sadio Mane loses the ball in the middle of the park, which is criminal, right? And then the third goal is what was the third goal again?
Zuma's header.
Zuma. Again, Alisson or Mane's got to track a runner. So I don't know what you can do in defending to stop that. That's individual errors.
No, those are the corners. We got violated on corners today. They had 3 corners, and let's be honest, they scored from 2, and then they scored from the third one as well from Rice, hit the crossbar.
Yeah,
right?
but
for today, in this particular game, yes, corners was an issue for us.
We're one of the best, one of the top 2 teams in terms of attacking and defending set pieces. I don't think the bigger we're going to win the league or lose the league from set pieces because
it's a one-off. This game, it's a one-off. It's a one-off. Exactly. It's a one-off. West Ham because they're really good at what they do. Yeah, but the problem I keep coming back to is the fact that we keep talking about defensively, but
listen, what I'm hearing is there seems to be a real conflict amongst Liverpool fans around what is causing the issues in general. Maybe there is a little bit of luck that goes into that as well. Viewers, what do you think is causing the problems defensively for Liverpool? Cam here, one of our members, says the phrase, he's reaching his peak. Cam, good guess. It's not quite that. And we're close to 1,000 likes, people. I will give the new clue when we hit it. If Liverpool fans can admit that the goals they keep conceding are due to some ancient prophecy, then they're justified to never blame their players. I think he's saying that Liverpool fans are stretching for excuses as to why they're not conceding, and maybe it just is that some of their players are not quite up to the task. Another comment here says, I'm so sorry to say that Liverpool are going to have to hold that. Also, Alisson better than Mendy. with a little question mark.
Such a reactionary society, isn't it? It's like honestly now it's like, what was it? Bernardo Silva's the best midfielder in the league now. It's every time it's like the next day everything's got to be that's better than that. Compare. It's so tiring, isn't it? It's like guys one bad game and it's like let's compare them. It's like come on.
Look, but you've got to do something. You've got to do something because the title race. It is a problem, and I know it's been a problem because when I've mentioned it in recent weeks, I've been attacked for it. As soon as you, generally in life, when you say something that gets people angry and they attack you, you're kind of pulling on a thread they believe in. They are, and I've said it all along. I still think you'll make top 4, but if Mo Salah's goals go away and you keep conceding these goals, who knows? If the West Hams and Arsenal stay in this form, that will become interesting. One of the reasons people predicted Liverpool to fall out the top 4 at the beginning of the season is a lot of people anticipated Leicester being really good. Imagine if Man United were as good as everybody thought we were going to be this year with the signings we made. You wouldn't be in the top 4 right now. Like, I know you're laughing, but it ain't.
No, I know. I'm saying it's a fair point.
Everybody expected Leicester and Man United to be better than they are. Maybe we didn't think Arsenal and West Ham would be doing what they're doing, so it equals itself out. Liverpool have got to shape up, and it's okay to go. I just think they do, and I think Jurgen Klopp's really got to look at this and try and fix things. And there we go. I want to ask you guys another question though. Was this? We're going to also add Tommy into the call for a bit as well in a minute. Tommy's a West Ham fan, so we are going to add him into the call. Was this a red card for Cresswell? I want to get some views and some opinions on this. The viewers have said they think that it was. I want to get your take, Tom. Was it a red card for Cresswell?
If it went against me, I wouldn't have any complaints. I'd say it is. I'd say it's unlucky, but it's dangerous. It's reckless. It doesn't have to be intentional to be a red card. That's the issue. It's unlucky with the way his foot's bounced off, but it's a leg-breaking challenge, that.
Yeah, no, mate, I just clicked on the wrong button there. I do hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying in relation to that. Anyone think that it wasn't a red card? Anyone feel like actually it would have been a little bit harsh? No?
I feel like the ref's got to go to the screen. I don't know why he's not went to the screen. And I don't really blame refs much. I'm not on that card. But to me, it's like it's a challenge he's went in for. Like, it's because of the force he's went into that challenge. It's like to leave one on him or like to kind of get the crowd going. That's why his leg, it's not like his leg slipped up and it's just a screenshot. Like, he's went and the leg is that high forcefully. So I don't know why VR have not gone asked the ref to go to the screen. It's a strange one.
I think you've seen him given, and if it goes against you or goes for you, you're probably not complaining too much. But I disagree slightly with what Conrad was saying. I don't think he sprinted forward and it was a forceful challenge in the sense that it went through his knee. I think the leg.
Oh, yeah, I'm not meaning he means it, mate, but because he does that, he gives a chance for that to happen.
Yeah, but what I mean is he doesn't go through the knee like that. It's more kind of the knee comes, or the leg, the studs come up, and maybe that's why, I don't know. I mean, you've seen him given, you've seen him not given. So
yeah, it's an interesting one for me. I mean, I personally haven't given my opinion all show. I've been very nicely just sort of holding off, but I think it was a red card.
Yeah, it was.
100%.
If Henderson had made a meal of it, he would have been sent off. Let's be real.
Yeah, well, I thought Henderson did. I mean, he's laying down holding his knee. I mean, I think for me, it was a case of it was an accident because you saw actually he went over the ball and the ball bounced his leg up to that position. If you actually watch it, it was very unfortunate, but it was a red card. I mean, if he breaks Henderson's leg in that motion, then he would have got sent. This is some. You know, we were talking about the tackle on Harvey Elliott. It wasn't even a foul in my opinion. It was just a coming together. Won the ball. It was clean, but he got sent off because a leg break happened. In this instance, because the injury wasn't bad, nothing was given. Honestly, this is where I get frustrated with refereeing because that was in the end was like a leg breaking tackle. You know, if he catches him wrong, if his studs stick in the ground, that can break a leg. It can rupture a cruciate ligament. The studs were showing. It was really poor for me. And it wasn't him clearing the ball or shooting or passing and the follow through. It was literally a lunging slide tackle. So I was very, very shocked that wasn't given. Comment here says he slipped on the ball is what was being said. I don't know if he did. I mean, I'm not being biased. I'm a Man United fan and everything else. I'm not really too sure. Daniel here says never a red. The foot bounced off the ball would be incredibly harsh if given. Maybe. But it's one of those ones where I could understand if it was given. Does that make sense? It's one of those where I feel like it would make sense if it was given there. Is the phrase early doors? No. I want to speak West Ham for a minute, though, boys. I know you're all Liverpool supporters. I was going to put Tommy in, but he disappeared backstage. West Ham are doing bits, aren't they? Like, West Ham are really good.
Yeah. I was chatting to a few Liverpool fans about this yesterday and said, look, it's not going to be an easy game. Moyes has come over the last few years. He's come under a lot of criticism for some of the managerial stints he's had, in Spain, and even the last time against when he was manager of West Ham. Like, I live quite close to the stadium. I've got lots of friends, grew up with a lot of West Ham fans, and last time around they couldn't get him out soon enough. But slowly but surely, whether it's a combination of him, the backroom staff, and the recruitment people they've got on board, they're slowly building a very, very solid, tough to break down team. We found it very difficult today, and you got to give them respect for that.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, they do. What he's doing at West Ham is excellent. They're hard to break down. They're hard to beat. He's turned some Antonio was looked at as an average Premier League player, but Moyes turned him into a very good Premier League player. And I do feel like they're going to need a signing or two in Jan to bolster their squad, help them through injuries.
I mean, I do like Zuma. I mean, Zuma's been a big bonus for them because he's really helped solidify them and made them a really hard team to break down because he's got leadership as well. So I can see why Chelsea kept him for so long because I was wondering why they're keeping this brother. He never plays, but I can see now he's playing by himself as a leader why Chelsea had him for so long. So
yeah, you're right. You're right. And I think last year, I mean, there was an injury to Agbona today, so he had to go off and Dawson come on. But towards the end of last season, Dawson for me was part of the reason that they dropped to quite a few points. He scored an own goal or two. He's not good enough for the higher level of the Prem. And past these, I think he's quite old as well, Dawson, if I'm not mistaken. But like, from my point of view, I sort of feel a little bit like Kurt Zuma's come in. He's given them that extra bit of quality at the back. They kept Declan Rice, who's a year older, and again, bossed the midfield. I mean, he bossed the midfield against Liverpool today. This wasn't against Norwich or Watford. This was Liverpool Football Club, one of the best teams in the world, who just dismantled Atletico Madrid, and Rice is in the middle there, bossing things. They could do some serious bits this year. They could do some serious bits.
One of their key players who, Liverpool as a club should know all about is Cresswell. Like, his delivery from set pieces caused us all kinds of problems today, and he's just been very, very consistent. Not always the best defensively, but the deliveries from set pieces. I think the stat came up at the start of the game. They'd scored 21 goals since the start of last season from set pieces, which is just phenomenal. So, yeah, he's underrated.
Yeah, he is. They've just got very good players, and their system's working really well for them. They're doing incredibly, incredibly well. There's a comment here that says this game itself isn't concerning. Alisson and Mane had a stinker, so we move. Conceding 11 goals so far against four in Chelsea and 6 in Man City is concerning. Is what Mohammed's got to say. I want to add Tom in here. Tommy is a West Ham fan. How you doing, Tommy?
How you doing, lads? All right?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Well done, Tommy.
I thought I'd come and be good. I thought I'd be good.
What do you want to? I mean, look, I haven't spoke to very many West Ham fans this season. Like, how are you feeling about things under Moisey?
Well, it's been all right. It could be better, But no, joking. Of course, it's good, isn't it? I'm just enjoying it, From being, I remember when we got relegated. I was at the game we got relegated, doing the Macarena, to now being in Europe.
Hello, Tom. We've lost you, Tom.
I
don't know what happened to Tommy. Try. You there?
It might be internet, bro.
Yeah, try logging out and coming back in, mate, and having your save.
Just tell me one West Ham thing, right? That Czech guy in the stands today, right? Imagine if he put some money into that club and they strengthen in January. You could then argue that they are in a good shout for top 4 because that's what's lacking is the squad depth, right? So that will be quite interesting what they do. Do you know what I mean? In terms of if that guy comes on board and invests some money into the club, because you could quite easily see them, you know, definitely a top 6 club now anyway, and that extra injection of cash, right kind of players they bring in. Moyes knows what he's doing. There could be a problem. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, there is the distinct possibility they could go to another level. They could progress if they got the right kind of money coming in with the Prem money. It's there, and they've got this base. And the most important thing for them will be, can they keep hold of particular players? You know, the Sufals of this world, the Declan Rices, etc. They're going to have a lot of people knocking. And look, if they pull off a shock this year, and I don't mean shock as in disrespect to West Ham, and get themselves into a Champions League space, say, they've got every opportunity of keeping those individual players. You know, they really have. They can up wages. They can do different things. It's going to be amazing to see what they can do. And I like seeing the progression. I'm actually really happy for Moyes as well, because I think the Man United job damaged him for so many reasons. And I think it took a long time for even players to take him seriously again after sort of failing there. But he's back. And you know, Rack and Zain, we're older men. When Moyes was at Everton, he was a highly rated. Nobody had a bad word to say about him. He was looked at, and he was Everton, you boys at Liverpool, but everyone was like, yeah, Moyes is a good manager. He went to Man United, and for 5-6 years after that, was sort of like laughed at like he was some sort of clown in the game. Oh, doesn't play good football. He's past his best. He's a dinosaur. He wasn't. He just lost his way a little bit.
That's a problem with player power, bro, because it was the old players in your team, innit? They just violated him and basically, you know, slagged him off. And then obviously didn't play as they should have done. And obviously he got the blame for it. That's a problem with players nowadays. They've got too much power. Do you know what I mean?
He got rid of a load of the Man United's backroom staff and stuff like that, rather than perhaps keeping some of Fergie's old boys around.
Yeah, he certainly made mistakes at Manchester United that I think led to that led to a lot of the problems that he went through. He did. He definitely did. He made some mistakes, which I think, I listened to an interview of him earlier. He wished that he had longer, but you could kind of hear him say that to a degree, it was like he kind of regretted it a little bit. Maybe he regretted his behavior a little bit. Maybe he regretted, you know, some of the things that he did. But I'm glad he's doing well. Like, I don't like to see people fail. I like to see people do well, and I'm happy. And you know what? Like, I want to win. I want Man United to win every competition. Well, we can't win the Europa League or we might go in the Europa League. Right now, we can't win the Europa League. We're not in it, and we can't win the League Cup. And I'd love to see someone like West Ham do it. Their fans haven't had a trophy in a long time, and they're doing really, really well. And it's good to see. I think Tommy's back with us now. Tommy, you back?
Yeah, don't worry, I'm not like a pro like you lot. I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
let me ask you a question, Tommy. What are the expectations like right now at West Ham? What's the sort of mood like amongst the West Ham fans?
Well, I can only speak for myself. With me, I just enjoy it, you know, because I don't think probably I just enjoyed, like, it's nice to look at your club and you see, like, usually with West Ham, like, you look at the training day, it's all loom and gloom. That you know players don't want to come there. And that's like, you just see everyone together. I know you have pictures of teams that are smiling, but you actually feel like they're having a good time. Do you know what I mean? Like, you feel like there is actually a group of players that want to play and do well. Like, I see Rice and I just see Leader. I see I've got a lot of stick about Rice, because I've said during the European fight, I said he doesn't play like he does for England under Moyes. I said under Moyes, he likes to get the ball quick. He likes to drive with it. He likes to spray 30-yard passes to start us going. And I said under England, he just plays it simple. He just ticks it about. And I've said he's worth, for West Ham, I'm not saying he's worth 100 million, but for West Ham he is. As a player, he's probably worth 60, 80 million. I'm maybe a bit biased, but I'm not one of them going, oh, he's worth 200 million. But for West Ham, he's probably worth 100 million.
He's certainly worth a lot. He's certainly worth a lot of money, because again, put him in the right system under the right manager, put him in a Tuchel system, and he'll boss nearly every single midfield game that he plays in, because he can pass, he can move forward with the ball, he can defend, he can break up play, he can intercept. He's a sensational talent. He really, really is. And he's right.
Better than McFred, though.
Mate, I don't know. I don't know either. I'm not gonna lie. I think Scott McTominay and Rice. It's like this. It's a joke, by the way.
He's a forward, though, isn't he? He's a forward. He's actually a forward, Scott McTominay. He played striker when he was in youth team, didn't he?
Yeah, he's not a
Because,
holding
I
midfield
think
player.
it
No, he's
Nah.
definitely not a holding midfield player.
Hey, Tommy, do you think you'll keep Rice next season or not? I think he's gone, but do you think you'll be able to keep
no
him? Because
chance. No chance.
so, all right. So you're going to enjoy this
Mate,
season
he's
because
hasta la vista, baby.
Tom, I got
I'm enjoying my rice and beans.
Tom, I got one question about the Olympic Stadium. Do you reckon you guys are finally settling? Because I've been there a few times, and in the past it's kind of felt a bit hollow, but now that it's bouncing, West Ham are doing well. It seems like that kind of like homely feeling has come back a little bit.
Well, I had a season ticket from up to part from 2006 to 2016, and then we moved to Olympic Stadium, and then there was trouble at the Chelsea game, and they either said to us, either you move or don't have your season ticket. And it was like, from moving over, you just feel like you lost like all our friends and family that go over there. So we didn't really see it as a home. But now we've got a team, it feels more like home. Like we go there and feel like you can win. Like most times when you go to home games, you feel like you can win most of them, don't you? Like, but then before, we feel like going to Olympic Stadium, you feel like, oh, here we go, we're going to lose again. Like you never feel like you win at home, and it's one of the worst feelings in the world.
I feel like it. Do you know, it was interesting. I totally got the personal issues that West Ham fans had with it. The fact there was none of the. Again, I've been to West Ham on a number of match days. Man United 2 or 3 times, and through work and stuff, I've gone to a few games there. And what I loved about West Ham old stadium, a little bit like Liverpool's, Man United is like this to a degree. It's basically in amongst people's homes in a community. Where the London Stadium is like purpose built. It doesn't feel like a traditional football stadium. And it was like you lost, the places to get pie and mash, the shops that you would go into, the pubs were all different. It was all a little bit kind of more upmarket. And it doesn't have the same feel to it. But what I disagreed with was when people said you can't create an atmosphere, because Super Saturday during the Olympics, London 2012, proves there can be an atmosphere in that room if you're feeling right. Now that West Ham fans are enjoying their football, they're winning games, they're climbing up the league table. Now there's a raucous atmosphere because everybody's cheering. And suddenly, if you suddenly have the best 2 or 3 years you've ever had in the Premier League, and do you know what? If you throw a few trophies into this and come and finish in the Champions League, it arguably could go down as the greatest ever season in West Ham's history, because you've never won a league title. So if you came third this year and won an FA Cup and got into the Champions League, greatest season ever in West Ham's history. No, I hear you. I know you guys do. My point is, if you win a trophy and make Champions League, that place will then feel like home, because that stadium will have the memories of the greatest ever achievement in your club's history. And that's almost what you need, is for those new memories to start. It's like anything. And I mean this in a nice way. Like when we were kids, we got moved council homes. And we got forced into moving because of a decision made by the council. And the new place didn't feel like home for a long time, until, as a family, we started making nice memories there. It wasn't like a decision from us to move. And it was like excitement. It was, we've been told we're moving and we didn't want to. And I think that's kind of how West Ham fans felt. That was the Amazano telling me. But Tommy, I appreciate you coming on. Zain as well. Rack, I appreciate all of you coming on and having your say. We have a super chat here, actually. It says, Rice is like Grealish. Looks good in an average team and horrible in a good team. Italians taught him a footballing lesson. An average player at best is what KC has got to say. We haven't hit 1,000 likes. Literally, we're 50 likes away from 1,000. If you guys can get me to 50 likes, I'll give you another clue for the secret phrase. Can we hit 1,000? We're literally 51 away. If we do it, I'm going to give you a minute to do it. I'm going to give you a minute to do it. And while we're waiting for that, I want to ask you guys a question. Do any of you think Ollie's going to get sacked tomorrow?
No.
He may do, just because other clubs are sacking their managers. Do you know what I mean? So Villa.
Legit, right? I've been on the phone today, 3 different journalists, DMing some, emailing some, what do you know? And everybody's kind of answer is very much the same. It's like there's discussions going on, but nobody is quite sure whether or not they're going to remove him from his job. So yeah, I'm going to talk about that tomorrow morning, mainly in my morning show, and go through it, because I didn't want to, there's loads of rumors. I wanted to wait a little bit until we do this, but we'll see. Right, we've hit 1,000 likes. So thank you very, very much indeed. So the next clue I'm going to give you is this. So the first clue was it doesn't happen straight away. The next clue I'm going to give you is that it is linked to your form and to transfers. It is linked to form and to transfers, and it doesn't happen straight away. They are the clues. So the next time we go live is the phrase destiny. Do you know? No, it's not. I'm not going to give any more clues away. That's it. So I'm actually going to write the clues down so I remember them. So it doesn't happen straight away, and then it involves transfers.
I'm struggling.
One sec. It involves transfers and what did I say? Form. So form transfers
Form, yeah.
and doesn't happen straight away.
Straight away.
They are the Riddler-based clues in relation to that. So if you want to get you can either save it you can do it next time. We're about to end the stream. Save it for then. We can keep guessing.
Well, Terry, that's quite a good clue. I think I got a feeling where you're going with that. It's quite a good clue, that one.
Cool. It is a very, very good clue. It's a very, very good clue. The phrase is they need to adapt. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. I just had another super chat come through. I've got to wait for it to come up though. It's come through on the top, but it hasn't come through. Oh no, hang on a sec. They need time to adapt. Sorry, I have had that one. Sorry, there we go. Everyone who's tuned in, always humbling as ever. It's not new manager bounce, but well done for guessing. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.